So many people ask, what is Kubala? What do you do in Kubala? This is life in Kubala. We bathe in the stream, and then we come and walk the horses. Life in Kubala is all about connecting with our Creator, using our creativity and His nature, His creations. And we eat natural foods, and we do not have to depend on the system to live, to eat. Yes, some of us will come from America, some of us will come from Ghana, from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, but this is our native land. So we've reunited to inhabit this holy land and be right in the presence of our God, Yehovah. Kubala, Kubala, Iliswe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Ilizwe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Ilizwe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Ilizwe
Ziona
is here.
Many people around the world are coming.
Obviously, I am not missing. I fled willingly from a very oppressive, a very abusive, very toxic, and utterly wicked family structure from a land and a people biblically identified as the Egyptians. Today, they are known as Black Americans. Continue to mock me and my beliefs, the culture that I have found and created here with a real family. Continue to celebrate in the joy that you have found in my suffering as you continue to pursue me. All of you are destined for the vengeance of Yehovah. To the UK authorities, again, obviously, I am not missing. Leave me alone. I am an adult. I am not a helpless child. I am well in my rights, and I do have the mental and physical capacity to know and make the best decisions for myself. So again, UK authorities, leave me alone. Lastly, to the tribes, the narrow road is one that is only visible to us on our journey to Kubala. So don't be frightened by the things that you see that I have endured in the hands of the UK authorities. Be not dismayed by the arrows of the Moabites, who are Zimbabweans, of the Egyptians, who are Black Americans, or by Esau. For the Messiah is here, and where the word of the King is, there is power. We will meet at our feast of the tabernacles. And Yehovah sees all. He is with us. Kubala.
Rock and roll.
Kubala, Kubala, this is my land. The grass I stand on belongs to Kubala. I cherish Kubala. Thank you. Daldy.
Police have evicted a self-proclaimed African tribe who had set up camp in the Scottish borders. Officers and immigration enforcement officials moved into the camp at around 8 a.m. on Thursday and were pictured leading the Free Tribe members away into police vans. The so-called Kingdom of Kubala tribe have been living for weeks in their Jedburgh camp and, despite being evicted from their previous location in September, set up again nearby. The group, made up of leader Kofi Ofe, who calls himself King Atehene, his wife Jean Gasho, who calls herself Queen Nandi, and their handmaiden Cora Taylor, who calls herself Asnat, have previously said they are reclaiming land that was stolen from their ancestors.
Hello guys, welcome back to this very episode. And actually the Scottish and generally people are making jokes, people are making fun of the Kubala kingdom, but to be honest, Kubala kingdom was just like any other drama. But now I found it important to discuss about this Kubala kingdom because it is very associated with Black people and how they see or connect with the spiritual world. So the story begins in Jedburgh, Scotland. A Ghanaian man named Kofi Ofe called himself King Atehene. And of course this name is derived from the Ashanti community, the early Ashanti community, and its leader was called Asantehene, if I'm not wrong. His partner, Jean Gasho from Zimbabwe, crowned herself Queen Nandi. Together, they claim to be descendants of lost African Hebrew tribe, ancient black Jacobites, whose land in Scotland was stolen centuries ago. They camped out of the forest, filming themselves with a phone, declaring independence and calling it the Kingdom of Kubala. Soon, a black American woman named Kaura Taylor, seeking spiritual connection, traveled all the way from Texas to join them. She thought she was finding her roots. Instead, she walked into chaos. The group said they were reclaiming ancestral land. They said the British government had no power over them. They called Scotland their divine inheritance, but historians checked the fact and found nothing. No records of an African Jacobite tribe, no proof of ancestral ownership, no trace of history, they claimed. Meanwhile, locals in Jedburgh were confused and concerned. The group refused to leave private and council land. The court issued eviction notices, and still they stayed declaring, "This is our kingdom." Then reality caught up. The police came, the camp was cleared, 2 members were arrested on immigration ground, a child was taken into care, and that is when the truth started to unravel. This so-called kingdom wasn't ancient tribe. It was a social media marriage built on unverified history and deep delusion. The American woman, Kaura Taylor, was reported missing by her family back home in Texas. When she was finally found, she wasn't in a palace. She was in a forest camp, living off the grid, chasing a dream that didn't exist. Now, some people laughed at Kubala. They turned it into memes. But this isn't just funny. It is actually dangerous. Because what happened in Scotland is what happens when spiritual hunger meets misinformation. When the search for identity turns into a stage play of fantasy, and when self-proclaimed prophets use African spirituality not to heal, but to manipulate. It's easy to say they were crazy, but the truth is more tragic. They were lost, and many of their followers were looking for the same thing, belonging. Here is the real takeaway. Black spirituality deserves protection, not exploitation. When false prophets rise pretending to own the ancestors, it destroys the trust in real spiritual paths like hoodoo, voodoo, and Akan tradition, the ones that actually survived slavery and colonization. Faith does not need a crown or a forest throne. It needs truth. And sometimes the lost sacred thing we can do is separate the real ancestral call from delusion performance. So no, nobody against freedom of worship, of course, but when the worship becomes deception, it stops being spiritual and starts being a scam with incense. The Kingdom of Kubala is gone now, evicted, exposed, and erased from the forest. But the damage is caused lingers, not just in the woods of Scotland, but in the minds of those who truly wanted to reconnect with their roots. So next time you see someone declaring themselves king of the ancestors on YouTube or TikTok, pause. Ask for history, not hashtag. Ask for truth, not theatrics, because our spiritual legacy is too sacred to be played with. I am African Beast, and this was the rise and the fall of the fake kingdom that fooled the internet and failed the ancestor. Let me know what you think about today's episode. Be glad to if you keep the conversation going in the comment section. Let me know what you think about black spirituality, connection, or identity, and how such misinformation may actually cause a particular harm, just like it caused with Kaura Taylor, who actually wanted to reconnect and feel that sense of identity but I hope it's well with her. And that's all I got to say. Until we meet next time, peace, love, and harmony.